we'll just get started. So please let me introduce myself if you don't know me yet, if it's your first webinar with me. My name is Sapir. I'm a dropshipper. I work with the SaleFreaks, and I do these webinars for you guys to share my knowledge with you and help you make your business more profitable and more successful. So a question that is keep repeating itself is, how do I know my true numbers? Because really what happens is people look at profit reports from SaleFreaks, but they don't see the whole picture. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so we're going to talk about, first we're going to talk about how to understand SaleFreaks profit reports. Okay, then we'll talk about how to calculate your break-even, okay, according your costs and expenses, okay? And then we'll talk about how to define a daily profit goal in order to make the profit that you want, and we'll reverse engineer it and understand how many exactly you need to sell in order to get this number. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, guys, please drop them in the comments below. We'll answer everything in the end of the webinar, so stay tuned. I hope I won't make it too long, okay, because I have this tendency of over talking. It's just because I have so much information to pass on to you, and I really want to be concise. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Let's talk about SaleFreaks profit reports. So if you don't know, you go to your dashboard, okay, and then you have on the left side of the screen, you have dashboard, and then like a drop menu, profit history, and you click on it, and then you click view history. Okay, and basically what you'll see is just a chart of numbers, okay, all sorts of numbers, okay, and you can just see your total profit. Okay, now what is a total profit? Let's talk about this, okay, because there's a misconception where people think that total profit it's what they're actually making, and it's partially true, okay. SaleFreaks calculates the total profit as the actual profit from your sale. Okay, so you made a transaction, you made a sale, and you made a profit out of it. Now, is this profit your net profit? The answer is depends, okay, how you look at it, okay? Some people will just look at the net, the profit they made from a sale. So this is this number. But some people will say, oh, this like so-called profit number doesn't include my other expenses, like my costs on the monitor and my costs on, I don't know, Zik Analytics, and my costs on the proxy and so forth. Okay, so that's really what we're going to talk about today. But you should know that when you look at the reports from SaleFreaks and you see total profit, it usually talks about per transaction. Okay, so the total sum of transactions you made in a month, in a day, in a week, whatever, but it's just from the actual sales. Okay, so you sold a product at a certain price on eBay, it cost you a certain price at your supplier, and after eBay PayPal fees and your supplier price, you're left with amount of money. This amount of money is what SaleFreaks calls total profit. Okay, now SaleFreaks doesn't include other payments like I said, the monitor cost, your proxy or REP cost, your accountant cost, your VA costs. All of these things are not included. Now, if you're asking yourself why, the answer is because it varies from a person to person. There's a person who hires one VA. There's a person who hires three VAs. There's a person who doesn't work with VAs at all because he does everything by himself because he only has one or two stores, or maybe his father works for him. I don't know. Every person has his own cost. Now, with that said, we have come up with a feature idea that everyone could just calculate the business costs for himself and just put it like into the profit history and make the actual net profit after everything. But for now, this feature doesn't exist yet. So for now, I'm just trying to explain to you what to expect when you look at the profit history in SaleFreaks. Okay, so bottom line, when you look at the reports from SaleFreaks, you just see your profit from sales, but it's not the actual net profit. Okay, because it doesn't include your other business costs. Okay, after we've established this, we can move on, guys. Okay, so I already see comments and questions. That's great. Just keep them coming and we'll get to this later at the end. Okay, so what is your actual profit? What is your net profit, right? Your net profit from all of your sales is affected by, like I said, the price you sell the item for on eBay and the price you bought the item for from your supplier. Now, let me explain something. So, the price you sell the item on eBay, right? It's affected by a couple of things, right? For example, I wrote it here. For example, your eBay and PayPal fees, right? Your tax markup, if you choose to edit, right? If you're not tax exempted, and your desired profit range, right? We all know all of this from our global settings, right? When we add a new store to SaleFreaks, our next step should be to go to the global settings and edit all of these numbers. So for me in Israel, for example, I pay eBay 9.15% from every sale, right? I pay 4.4% PayPal fees plus 30 cents, plus I add here another 30 cents for my managed account fees. Okay, so I put like 4.4% plus 60 cents. Okay, I don't put tax markup, okay, because I am tax exempted. And I use a new version of managed accounts. If you guys have over 2,000 items in your non-API or over 5,000 items in your API, you are eligible to get into our managed accounts, which is tax exempted. Okay. And my profit range. Okay. For example, it's not my actual profit range, just for the example, let's say between 10 and 20%. Okay, so how do SaleFreaks concludes the entire price I'm selling the item for? It takes the price of the item from eBay, it adds on the profit range I want, which is between 10 and 20%, and the eBay and PayPal fees. And this is what concludes the item price on eBay, right? Now, that's all fun and games, but what happened with this part, the price you bought the item for from your supplier? Well, this could change. Why? Because the price you bought the item for from your supplier depends on the time of the purchase, right? So, for example, if I sold an item, if I, the price on Amazon, for example, was $10, right? And I sold the item on eBay for $20. Okay? And for some reason, there were a lot of backed like orders. There was a line, I don't know, from whatever reason. By the time the turn of this order came, the price changed and went up from $10 to $15, right? But my buyer on eBay has already bought the item and paid for it $20. But now, instead of paying $10 to Amazon, I need to pay $15. Okay, which creates a negative profit. I'm losing on this transaction. Should I choose to fulfill it? Okay, so I have two options here. Either to say it's too much loss. I'm not willing to accept this loss, and I cancel the order. Or I don't want to cancel because maybe I'm a new seller or the store is new and I want to avoid cancellations. So I choose to fulfill the order and I lose, let's say, $1. Okay? So in this case, if I went to like SaleFreaks total profit, the total profit here would be minus -1, right? Because I lost $1 because the price jumped from $10 on Amazon to $15. Guys, so far I hope it makes sense what I'm telling. Okay, the price from your supplier can change. Okay, and this is actually okay. What determines the net profit from the transaction that you will make. Okay, if the price doesn't change, okay, then you make a profit. I mean, your the profit you knew you would make according to these parameters. Okay, but if the price changed and you choose to fulfill the order anyway, you should know that you could lose on it. Okay, so it affects your profit. Okay, so for example, let me give you an example. So for example, when I just started working with Walmart, okay, it was on a relative new eBay account, a new eBay store. Okay, it was like a month and a half old store. Okay, so I really wanted to avoid cancellations. And for some very annoying cosmic reason, I had not one, but three orders with negative profit. 3 orders, guys, with negative profit from Walmart. The price just jumped on me. Okay, it was before we had automation services for Walmart, so I had to fulfill the orders manually. And you know, when you do it manually, sometimes it passes a couple of hours until from the moment the order gets into SaleFreaks and by the time you actually fulfill the order manually. So I guess that, you know, by this time I got to fulfill the orders manually, the price jumped up for 3 different orders. And I chose to take a loss on these 3 orders because the eBay account was new and I didn't want to cancel 3 orders. So if you had looked at my total profit in SaleFreaks reports on this day from Walmart, you would see a negative number, negative profit. Okay, because I chose to take a loss on these orders. Okay. Yeah. So this is what I have to. This is what I want you to understand about SaleFreaks profit. Okay. Okay. So now we need to talk about how to calculate your break even. So when I say break even, I mean there's like 2 break evens, right? There's like an item, let's call it break even, okay, like an order break even, and there's the business break even, okay? So like when in previous webinars when I've done on global settings and how to calculate your break even, I was talking about you having to know how much you pay for eBay, how much you pay for PayPal, how much you pay for taxes in order to really, you know, put it all in like you should on the global settings so your pricing is right and you don't lose money per order. But putting orders like aside, you have the business, right? The business uses resources, right? And those resources cost money. Okay? So it's not just important to know your break even per order, like your eBay fees and PayPal fees and so on. It's also important to know your entire business costs. Okay? Now, as I said, it's individual and varies from person to person. So I gave you a couple of things here to take into consideration. So for example, you, in order to know your business costs, you need to know how much you pay for monitor subscription, right? And this includes everything. For example, SaleFreaks, if you choose to join the managed account service, this costs extra. If you consistently exceed your order amount that you have free, so you pay for extra orders, right? So all of this costs money, right? Proxy services, or if you use clouds like I do, okay, this costs money, okay? Your accountant, right? This costs money as well. For example, I don't know what about you guys in other countries, but in Israel, okay, you have to pay every month. Every month, it's not taxes, it's just for the accountant services, okay? You pay him on a monthly basis, okay? So this is also like a constant cost that I have every month, okay? You have to pay for VAs, right? And any other unexpected or one-time costs. For example, you purchase let's say every 2 months, okay? You purchase an eBay store, okay, from a supplier. Or I don't know, like maybe you bought Amazon accounts, okay, this was a one-time cost. So this is like happens one in a while, okay? I'm talking about these ones, which are usually constant, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that if you want to know your real profit number, your net profit from the business, you have to know how much all of this costs you, both in a monthly basis or a daily basis, okay? So I've put an example here for you guys. So for example, let's say that I have 2,000 items in my store, okay, or maybe less, whatever. But let's say I'm paying for SaleFreaks. I pay for the 2,000 items non-API subscription. This costs $300 a month, okay? Subscription for 2,000 items in non-API version. This costs $300. Then for my cloud, I pay about $22 a month. For accountant, I pay about $114. Okay, this is like standard Israeli payment. Okay, and let's say I have one VA, okay, who works 3 hours a day, 6 times a week, and I pay him $3 per hour. It costs me $54 a month. Okay, you add all of this up, you get that my total monthly break even is $490. Okay, guys? Then if I divide it by 30 days, I get that my total daily break even is 16, let's round it up, $17. Okay, guys, so far make sense? So this is my business break even, okay? So I have to know, again, I call it order break even, okay, which is, how much I pay for how much I pay for my eBay store, right? I'm sorry, eBay fees, and my PayPal fees, right? And my tax, if I'm not tax exempted. So all of these 3 components, okay, are your order break even. And here you need to add up your business break even. And by the way, I see that I forgot here to really put in my eBay subscription, okay? Because if I have 2,000 items on my store, then I pay for a premium store, which costs $75 plus the extra orders, which cost, I think, 25 cents per listing. But, just for example's sake, let's say that these are the business break even. Okay, $490 a month or $17 a day. Okay, now after I've calculated all of this, and you could do it, for yourself. Maybe maybe you're a U.S. citizen and you don't need to pay an accountant per month. I don't know. Maybe you don't use a VA. Maybe you have a couple of VAs. I don't know. Maybe you use a proxy that costs $5 a month. I don't know, guys. every one of you have to calculate these numbers for himself, okay? But just for the example's sake, let's say that this is our monthly break even. So I have to, and of course, on top of this, I want to make money, right? Because we don't work all of this business. We don't work hard just to break even. We want to work hard to make profit, right? So let's talk about how to define a daily profit goal, or monthly, but I prefer daily because, you know, it's nicer. A daily profit goal and how to get to it. So if we take from the previous example, our monthly business costs in order to break even, just not to lose money, we need to make $490, right? $490. Let's say my desired net monthly profit in my pocket after everything, I want it to be $1,000. So combine the two of them, I need to make in profit, right? Let's call it gross profit because it's not net profit, because my net profit should be $1,000, but my gross profit should be $1,490. Do we agree on that, guys? Right? Because this number is just to cover my break-even costs, right? And this is for what I'm actually working for, right? Because I need to make money, I need to make profit, right? So after having a daily break-even number, we need to reverse engineer it to amount of average daily sales and selling price. Okay, because you know I have a goal, right? I need to make a profit of $1,000 and let's say $500. Okay, but I need a like a plan, right? Like a blueprint, how to get to it. Okay, now it's not sales, it's profit. I need to make $1,500 in profit. So I need to calculate how many sales I need to do in order to get to this profit. Makes sense, right? So we're going to do the math together, guys. So let me just take a quick pause here and just to see, before we get into the math here, just let me see how many comments you left me. And I don't see very much, guys. Shame on you. I expected more questions by now. So don't be shy. Just leave them in the comments, okay? So we'll have more things to discuss on later. Okay. Yeah, so keep roll with me, okay? Let's do it together. So, like in our mind, okay, we want to make $1,490 a month, okay? And if you divide it per 30 days a month, then you get that you have to make about $50 a day in profit. Again, I emphasize in profit, not in sales. I need to make $50 a day in profit to make $1,500. So in the end, I'm left with a net profit of $1,000, right? So I need to make $50 a day in profit. So now I need to understand what my gross sales should be a day, like in average, of course, in order to get to this $50 in profit. Okay? So I have here a couple of examples for you, okay, like two ends of a spectrum. And you know, the one end is like more high ticket items, more expensive items, okay, and the other end is like more cheaper items, okay, and of course there's all in between. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So in order to make $1,490 a month, we need to make a profit, right? We need to make a $50 profit a day. So if we go for the strategy of more expensive items, right? Let's say that my average selling price on eBay is $100 per product, per item. Okay, most of my items, let's say, are I sell them on eBay for $100. Okay, and let's say that in my price range, it's a range, right? But let's talk about the minimum, because I always like to take, the numbers to the extreme. Okay, let's say that my minimum profit is 8%. Okay, which is nice. It's a very nice profit. Okay, of course I can make more. I have made more. Okay, just for the example, let's say you work only on 8% profit, right? So 8% profit out of a $100 item uh, gives you $8 in profit. Now, this is not your net profit. This is just a profit, right? So let's say, right, that so if you take 100 and you divide it by 8, you need to make about 7 sales a day, right? Because 7 times 8, it's 56, right? Not 50, okay? But let's say 7 sales a day. Okay, so if you made 7 sales a day and you made an average of $8 profit per sale, you made $56 in profit that day. So if you would take a look at SaleFreaks' profit history that day, okay, let's say it happened yesterday. Yesterday you made seven sales at $8 profit. Okay, so today you're going into the profit history in SaleFreaks and you look at the profits from yesterday, and in the line of the total profit, you see $56. Okay, so those $56 consist on from $17 break even, right? $17 break even, and all of the rest is your net profit, right? You know what I mean? This is how I want you to look at this. I want you to look on the profit history reports, and I want you to look at the number, and I want you to subtract from it your daily break even profit, which again, in our example, is $17, right? Because we've calculated that we need to make $490 a month just to cover our business expenses. So if we divide it by 30, it's $17. So if I made yesterday, let's say I don't know, maybe it was a very weak day and only made $20 in profit. Okay, let's say. So I know that out of these $20, 17 went to break even and only made $3 net profit. Okay, so at least I know I didn't lose money. But if I look at the report and I see that I do on average $15 a day, then I know I'm doing something wrong because I'm losing money, because my break even is $17, but I'm only making 15. Okay, guys? So not only I'm not making extra net profit into my pocket, I'm not even covering my break even. Okay? So this is how I want you to look at it. Okay? Back to our example. Okay, so this is if you go on the approach of more high ticket items. Okay, but take into consideration that naturally when you sell more expensive items, the number of sales drops down naturally, right? So this is why I wish we could only sell these kind of products, and maybe we can, okay? But it's better to blend it with more cheaper items. Okay, so let's take the example 2 here. Let's say in example 2, you only sell prices that are on eBay are an average of $30. This is their selling price on eBay. And again, we're working here with 8% profit, which gives you $2.50. So if you divide 30 times, I'm sorry, my English mixed up. Okay, so let's do the math. Okay, we divide 30 by 2.5, and we get 20 sales. So we went up from 7 up to 20. Okay, now depends on your store level and experience, but it could be hard to get 20 sales out of one store every day. So maybe here, right, you'll have to keep 2 stores or maybe 3 stores in order to get to 20 sales. Okay, so this is why I say, guys, drop the this crap. I'm sorry, my French. Pardon my French. This crap of cheaper items, because if you only rely on cheaper items, and I'm talking here about $30, I see people selling items for $10. Okay, so you can't rely on solely on cheap items. Okay, you have to blend it with more expensive items, so you don't work as hard. Okay, guys, because here you have only to get 7 sales a day. Here you have to get almost times 3. Okay. So just to get you the idea of the ends of the spectrum. Okay. But as long as you get to those $50, you're covering both your break even and making your $1,000 in profit, net profit after everything. Okay. Now, let's say, of course, I don't want $1,000 in profit. I want $5,000 in profit. Okay. So I have to make not $1,500, but I have to make $5,500 now. Okay. And again, I divide it by 30 days and I get a daily goal. Okay. So I recommend, guys, to work like this. Okay. To make your daily goal. Okay. Make sense, guys? So next time, tomorrow, today, whatever, next time you're getting into your SaleFreaks user and you're going to dashboard and you're going into your profit reports, profit history reports, I want you to, you know what, before you go to your profit history reports, I want you to calculate your business costs to break even. Okay, I want you to divide it by 30 days to get to a daily number, and then I want you to go to your profit history reports and take a look at every day over the past month, for example, and see if you hit this number. Okay, your break-even number, and if you have, and I hope you have, how many you have left over. Okay, because what you have left over is your actual net profit. Okay, guys, make sense? So let's recap before we answer questions. So, SaleFreaks provides you information on the profit you made from all of your daily or monthly, depends how you want to look at it, transactions. You have to calculate your own costs and expenses to know how much to subtract from the number you see on SaleFreaks. Okay, if my break even is $17, and I look at the the daily profit reports, and I see that on average I make a day $100 in profit. Okay, then I know that I'm left with $83 net profit. Okay, after understanding your profit goal, right, which is your net desired profit plus business break even, like we did here. This is your desired net profit, and this is your business break even, right? Calculate the amount of required sales and selling price to get there. Okay, and when you do that, go for low or average profit. Okay, because of course that we can work on higher profit ranges that are over 8%, but let's just, for calculation sake, let's make it harder on purpose. Okay, so to make like a room for mistakes. Okay, guys, and I promise you it's a simple math. Okay, so if you draw for yourself this blueprint, you'll be less confused and you'll be more focused on your goal and the number you need to get to, and everything will be much more organized for you. Okay, so this is all the content I have for you today. And of course, before we say goodbye, just let me go over your questions. So I see here Michael and Fadi. Hello, guys. Dave. But I don't see any questions. So too bad, guys. Too bad. I hope this topic was interesting because I chose to talk about it because I do see a lot of people like asking from us to do features or anything that could help them understand their real profit. So until this feature will be existed, I'm passing this information to you through this webinar. Okay, so I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions regarding this topic, please leave them in the comments below and we'll answer them. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day and bye bye.